Awesome. Hi, I'm Brittany Knupper with the Nerds and Beyond. How are you guys doing today?
I'm
Good.
doing
Hey, Brittany.
good.
I guess first things first, since each of the sort of souls is a like larger than life or larger than pre-life sort of archetype, I was wondering
Hmm.
this for all of you. How did you approach that and did you do anything to sort of ground your character to keep it from becoming too large, I guess?
Hmm.
Mm. It's interesting. I mean, I think Edson um, really, he really guided us on what he wanted, and he wanted the world to be very, very grounded. I think you can see that even from the production design and the wardrobe. Even though we're in this other realm, it's the choices are very grounded, and I know he really wanted that in our performances as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I tried to find the base of who this character was, and then just build from there. And for me, the base, I try always to find it within myself. And this was a very much a childhood self of mine. I feel like he was. So I built off this idea, this what I remember of my childhood experience of being kind of a shy, sensitive kid, and then the moments that you when I allowed myself to be free is really allowing to be playful and to stop thinking. And I think so that's for me, that's where I started off the exploration.
The first of all, did you say Nerds and Beyond? I
Yes.
love that. Oh,
That's
yeah, I love that. Um, I I love that question because it wasn't just. I mean, Edson's writing really did create a real grounded foundation, but there was also something about kind of doing all these scenes in a very neutral home.
Mhm.
Like it was just the setting was very neutral, very just simple. The color palette was very simple. So you could just right off the bat, you just knew this was just going to be a kind of that was the tone that Edson wanted, and we all knew that and we're on the same page.
Awesome. Yeah, I was actually curious. I was reading in the press packet that being on the set because it's like the home in the desert inside the warehouse that it could be kind of disorienting. And so I was
Mm.
wondering what that experience was like, if there was any challenges or was there any like sort of humorous moments that occurred because you guys sort of got lost in this liminal space.
I do remember the in the house. Well, obviously we were all offset, just kind of there was a lot to your point, there was a lot of like, what? Wait, what's happening? Where are we going? What space are we in? But like, if you guys remember, there was like the house, which was like this really moody, intense, and then there was like this just office space next to it that was like right
Yes.
out of like a call, like where you did like a call clinic. It was just like super, just plain and stark. So and then like craft services back there, and you grab like a Reese's cup, and then you'd go back into this moody, home. So
Mhm.
there was always that contrast.
You were like, I remember seeing you one day, like studying your lines in like a cubicle,
Yeah,
in one of
people like
those
literally. I think it
cubicles.
was a call center.
It
Like, hello,
was.
your
But the
insurance isn't
house,
paid.
the house was really, it was really built. Like you could
Oh
walk
yeah.
through this house, and while in it, I can definitely say that I had one moment. I think in one of the earlier scenes where the souls first show up and we're getting the tour from Will. I remember like leaning on one of the sort of pillars, and it just like moves. I was like, oh, that's right. This is not a real house. This is
Hmm.
not a real place.
The really surreal thing was going out and seeing it in the desert in my
Mm.
and what and because they built this whole facade of the house in the middle of the salt flats, and you put sunscreen on like all of your legs too, because it would shoot up from the salt. Like it was like a very place that doesn't like humans have a hard time being there, and which is an interesting place to shoot. That's the afterlife. And then the home is like this like scary, I mean, depends on your point of view of like this little womb in front of in this like kind of barren place.
It does feel like a womb. I think that's a really good word. It feels like a womb. Yeah.
I just love that you're like, I can imagine the salt plates just going, humans,
Humans,
humans are
get
here.
him.
Get them.
To go back to David, what you were sort of talking about, and this is for everyone again, I was really curious about how the script may have shifted or changed once you guys were cast and in there and working with Edson, and sort of what other sort of specific things that were personal to you that you brought to your characters.
Well, Edson was he loves to work with you, and we had rehearsals beforehand for 2 weeks, which is very rare in film and television, but allowed us to figure out the rules, just us all as souls to be in the same kind of universe, like our own rules of like, do we know what water feels like? Do we know why we're there? You know, and then just be like making it more and more personal. Like, I think I always have to find the character within myself. And so Edson was, I'm sure he worked with every actor differently, but like to find the parts of him that is like is David, I think was really essential for me. And Edson was always down to craft it. And I feel like it was constantly, we were sharing Michael between the two of us, you know, which I think is, yeah.
I like that you called him Michael.
Yeah. Yeah, I always felt more like a Michael than a Mike, but Edson did want to keep it Mike, so fair enough.
No collaboration there.
Yeah, no collaboration there.
So I was really struck by the sort of final moments that each soul gets at the end once they get the axe, and so I was wondering.
We should have called it that.
Out of there!
So I was wondering, for you guys personally, what if you had like one final moment left to experience before Oblivion, what it would be?
Wow.
Oh, I know
That's
mine.
big. Do
I know,
you?
I know Tony's also. I know Tony's too.
What's Tony's?
I'd eat a quarter pounder with cheese with fries and a McFlurry.
Wow.
That's my
Did you
favorite
just get
meal,
paid for
guys.
that?
I did. I just got $1 million for saying that. No, and of course I'd love to be with my family, but I would love a quarter pounder with cheese fries and a McFlurry. Is that what you were going to say, David?
Yeah, that's you know, I just know, yeah, how much you love a quarter pounder with cheese.
I really
David,
do.
what's yours?
Mine, I mean, honestly, I want to say something with my family, but then I think also that would maybe make me very sad and stressed out, because like you're like seeing them for the last moment, and you're like, I think it'd probably be in nature. Actually, I think it'd be on some mountain because it just feels peaceful.
Boring.
I'm with a quarter pounder of cheese with cheese.
Eating
that.
Because here's the thing: it makes you feel like crap, but who cares? You're about to die.
It's the last moment of your life.
I'd probably do something along the lines of Maria, but I think for me it'd be like swimming, like going for a great swim in some really cold water.
Is there a
burger with fries?
What's the best swim you've had, Arianna? Like, you like cold water to swim in?
I love cold water. I love like going to like the Russian baths in New York where you're in that really hot sauna and then you're pouring ice bucket water on you. I love that.
Apparently it's really good for you.
Texas rivers. I'm from Texas. Texas rivers are ice cold, and that's really fun too. There's the Frio River. It's called the Freezing River, and that's exactly what it's like. It's very cold.
But is it cold to Texans? Because I'm from Minnesota, and I feel like Texans are like, it's cold, and I'm like,
cold. It's cold to Texans, yeah, because it's really hot there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Awesome. Well, that was it for me. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Brittany. I really like Nerds and Beyond. I like that title a lot.
Excellent.